We back, we back, we back, we back. Now sit on down, sit on down, sit on down. Let's get it, baby. I'm the best. I'm the best. What's going on, guys? My name is Darren. I'm the Bowtie FragranceGuy. This channel is all about looking your best and smelling your best. So looking good, smelling amazing. That's how I like to say it. So if you've come to this channel and you enjoy looking good, smelling great when you walk out, and you go out the door every day, then you come to the right channel. Why don't you guys go ahead and consider clicking on that subscribe button. And while you're at it, go ahead and click on the bell icon as well. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. And you guys don't miss out on this new content. Besides, man, I don't know if you heard it or not, it doesn't cost you anything to click the subscribe button. So today I'm going to be doing a tag video. This is my top 10 Monday. As I told you guys, on Mondays I'm going to do some kind of list. So today the list is going to be a list that I was tagged by my man Justin over at 502 Fragrance Reviews. If you haven't checked out Justin's channel, I highly do recommend that you head over there and check him out. He hasn't been doing fragrance reviews that long, but from what I can tell, man, he does have some great content on the channel. So I recommend you guys go over and check out Justin at 502 Fragrance Reviews. Justin, thank you for the tag. So the tag that I'm going to be doing today is my fragrance collection. It's going to be about my fragrance collection. It'll be about 13 questions that were asked about your fragrance collection. So that's what I'm going to be covering today. There's going to be 13 fragrances mentioned in this video. So I'm going to get those questions answered for you guys in this tag. So if you want to know what my choices were and how I responded and answered these questions, you guys already know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So again, as I said before, this particular tag was very interesting because it really made you take a look at your collection. There were 13 questions asked about your fragrance collection in general, from your favorite fragrance from your favorite house to what's the smallest bottle that you have in your collection. So it was really fun. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first question that was asked was, what is the newest acquisition to your collection? When you're a frag head like me, you're getting fragrances all the time. So it just so happened at this point in time, the newest fragrance in my collection is Apple Brandy from By Kilian. Apple Brandy from By Kilian. Now, I've had a sample of this fragrance before, and while it does smell similar to Single Malt, which is a fragrance I already have in the collection as well, there's enough differences between this and Single Malt to warrant a purchase. They do some things totally different. Single Malt opens up with a plum opening, boozy plum opening. This has apple, of course, so it is different. And man, I really have been enjoying this fragrance so far. So right now as it stands, because if we waited a day or two, this wouldn't have been the newest fragrance because I have some stuff on the way right now. But as it stands right now, Apple Brandy by Kilian is the newest fragrance in my collection. The next question that was posed was, what is the oldest bottle? Not what fragrance I've had the longest, but as far as production, when the fragrance initially came onto the market. And that fragrance for me is this one from Aramis. It's Tuscany per Uomo. Tuscany per Uomo. Now this, guys, is a very kind of classic gentleman fougere type fragrance with a nice citrus twist. This fragrance actually came into the market in 1984. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the oldest fragrance that I have in my collection based on the release date. So guys, if you like a nice classic fougere with a nice citrus twist, this is one that you may want to look at, because one of the great things about it is you can find it at a great price. So the oldest fragrance in my collection is Tuscany per Uomo from Aramis. So next up, guys, what is the most expensive bottle in my collection retail price? And that fragrance for me is from the House of Roja, and this is Creation E. Creation E from Roja Dove. Now this bottle right here retails for 485 bucks. And when I tell you that, if you look at the details on this bottle, it looks like it would cost 485 bucks. Just look at the details on the side, man. Bottle cap, presentation on this bottle is absolutely amazing. And while the truth of the matter is, I really don't, I recommend paying the least amount that you can pay for any fragrance, to be quite honest with you. But if my hand was forced, although I didn't pay 100% full retail for this, I did buy it from a fragrance swap group. I still paid a pretty penny for it. But I think at the end of the day, man, if you can't afford it, this is worth it. This is luxury through and through. So the most expensive bottle in my collection goes to Creation E from the House of Rosie Dove. Of course, if there had to be a most expensive fragrance, then of course there is a least expensive fragrance. And that fragrance for me is Silver from Al Rehab. I talked about this fragrance a few videos ago because this fragrance smells really, really close to Silver Mountain Water from Creed. But the great part about this one is you're gonna get this for a tenth, if not, well, it's probably less than a tenth of the cost of Silver Mountain Water, because this fragrance, you can find it on Amazon for between $9 to $14. So this is the least expensive fragrance that I have in my collection. Now, the next question that was posed in this tag video is, what is a dumb reach fragrance? And although there are plenty of fragrances in my collection that fall into that dumb reach category, the one that I chose was Sauvage from Christian Dior. This is the Parfum. Again, any of these iterations of this fragrance works. And I actually intended to bring down Burberry Touch as well, because that's another dumb reach fragrance for me. But guys, you know what this is. It's dumb reach approved, man. This is something that you can grab and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that most people that you come into contact with are gonna think that you smell great that day. And again, another one that does that for me is Burberry Touch. I love grabbing Burberry Touch when I get up in the morning. If after I shower, I'm headed to, whether it's the gym or to the barbershop, wherever. These are two fragrances that I grab because they're easy to wear, dumb reach approved in my humble opinion. So that particular category for me, again, is a tie between Dior Sauvage and, although I forgot to bring it down, Burberry Touch. All right, guys, the next category was, what is your favorite bottle design? And as it relates to bottle design, it comes from one of my favorite niche houses, which is the House of Bond No. 9. And right here representing the House of Bond No. 9, I have Bleecker Street. So honestly, the bottle design as a house is my favorite design, but this is my favorite bottle design from the House on No. 9 as a whole. This is my favorite bottle design, man. There's so much going on with this particular bottle. You have a lot of vibrant colors. I love the green and purple combination of colors on this bottle. But this is just a beautiful bottle. I talk about it oftentimes when I mention this fragrance, how much I love the bottle presentation. But guys, this right here is top notch. The House of Bond No. 9 has some very unique bottle designs with this kind of starry look, and this one is the best of that collection with all of the nice vibrant colors that you have going on in this bottle. So one of my favorite bottle designs in my entire collection goes to Bleecker Street from Bond No. 9. All right, guys, so the next one was, what is the smallest bottle that you have in your collection? And the smallest bottle for me, or the smallest bottles, is from a particular house, which is Nasomato, and this is Black Afghano. This is Black Afghano. Now, I will tell you now, guys, these bottles are small, but these fragrances pack a powerful punch from Nasomato. Listen, man, I haven't done a review. I'm going to do a full review on Black Afghano, but guys, this fragrance is absolutely amazing. I thought that I was in love with Pardon, but this one is even better than Pardon to me. And again, I'm not going to get into notes and things of that nature, but I'm going to do a full review soon on this. But this is some good juice right here. I'm telling you right now, don't spray this with your clothes because it will stain your clothes. This is in a straight de parfum. And that's why the bottles are so small, man. There's only, what, 30 milliliters of juice in here? 1 ounce, but I'm telling you, it should last you a long time because you only need 1 to 2 sprays of this stuff, 3 at the max, and you're set to go for the full day. Guys, so next up was the largest bottle that I have in my collection, and that one is from the House of Christian Dior, and this is Dior Homme. Dior Homme. Guys, I'm ashamed to say that this fragrance, I only acquired this fragrance within the last couple months, and it was because I already had the other fragrances from the Dior Homme line. I had of course, the Intense. I had Dior Homme Cologne, and I was kind of dragging my feet on picking this one up. But then when they released the 2020 version of this fragrance and I smelled it and it was a shell of itself, I went on ahead and purchased a big bottle of the original because of course I heard that it's kind of been discontinued. They're going to go with the newer version formulation of this fragrance, which again, it smells nothing to me. It doesn't smell close enough to the original. It's not as good as the original. So I got this big 150 ml bottle right here. Right now, guys, I'm so glad I picked up a big bottle of this. I wore this the other day, and man, this is special. This is some special juice right here, man. I'm telling you that now. I love this stuff. I'm so glad I have a big bottle in my collection because it's been discontinued. This stuff right here, guys, if you don't have a bottle of it, I recommend you picking up a bottle before they start to charge out the wazoo for this stuff. But it's great. I'm glad I have it. It's the biggest bottle in my collection, 150 ml bottle of Dior Homme. So the next bottle was, what was the bottle in your collection that was worth the hype? And for me, that goes to this one right here, Baccarat Rouge from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. When it was first released, I didn't get it upon initial release. I waited a few months before I got my hands on it. There was a lot of hype going on around this fragrance, but for good reason. When I tell you that this was everything that I could have imagined plus some, one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. One day I'm probably going to do a video. I know we've done top 10 for life designer, top 10 designer niche. One day I'm just going to do my top 10 for life, period. And I will tell you right now, this fragrance is going to be in consideration to make that list because it's that good. So this bottle, to me, this fragrance was definitely worth the hype. This one, of course, again, is Baccarat Rouge 540. So next up was, what was a fragrance that was not worth the hype? What didn't live up to the hype for me was this one right here from Bulgari, and it was Aqua Amara. It's not a horrible fragrance, but it just didn't really work that well on my skin. And there was a lot of hype surrounding this fragrance, which I think that hype was started by Jeremy Fragrance, if I'm not mistaken. But just didn't really live up to the hype for me, man. There's something similar in this fragrance. I think Wall Street from Bond No. 9 had a seaweed note, and when I looked it up, I think this one has a seaweed note in it as well. It's just not a note that works well for me on my skin. It goes very sour on my skin, and it's something that I don't really like about this one. That seaweed note in this just doesn't vibe well with my skin. So it's not horrible. I know it will work probably on some other folks' skin because it doesn't smell bad, but that seaweed note goes sour on my skin. So for me, this one just did not live up to the hype. So next up, guys, was a fragrance that provoked a good scent memory for you. So what fragrance in your collection brings back good memories or has great scent memories attached to it? And for me, that fragrance was Mugler's Pure Havane. Mugler's Pure Havane evoked great feelings for me personally because the reason it does that is this fragrance was one of the fragrances that I got early on when I started my YouTube channel. So it reminds me of that era of time, around the 2017 time frame. The fragrance community was different. I know it was even different before I came into the fragrance community on YouTube, but it reminds me of great times in the fragrance community. I won't get into a lot of conversation about how I feel personally about the fragrance community now, but I'll just say it's not what it used to be, man. And this fragrance reminds me of the better times in the fragrance community when it was really all about the fragrances, man. And I wish we could go back to that. But anyway, I won't get too much into that, but this fragrance reminds me of better times in the fragrance YouTube community. And that's why I love this fragrance so much from the house of Mugler. This is Pure Havane. Guys, next up was, what is your favorite fragrance from your favorite house? And for me, you probably know what this is if you've been following my channel. I went with Original Santal from the House of Creed. Now, this is one of my favorite fragrances from my favorite house. I've talked a lot about this fragrance on the channel. So again, if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I love this fragrance. And if you look at my content, it's obvious that I love the House of Creed. It was one of the first niche houses that I completed my full collection of the fragrances from the line. And I got all of the fragrances from the Millesime, or the original line from Creed. And this is just my favorite one from the house, man. I love the bottle, love the fragrance. So this one right here was one of the easiest choices on this list. My favorite fragrance from my favorite house goes to Original Santal from the House of Creed. And last but not least, guys, the last category was, what is your most used fragrance? And for me, that fragrance came from the House of Chanel, and this is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. There's not much that to say about this fragrance that probably already hasn't been said, but it's just an easy to wear fragrance, guys. I mean, you can wear this stuff to the gym on up to formal attire. So it's one of the most versatile scents in my collection. Just like kind of the dumb reach category, I know when I grab this is I don't have to think about it. If I'm not feeling like grabbing any fragrance in particular that day, this is one of the ones I just grab, spray it on and go, because I know, again, just like I said about Sauvage, I'm going to smell great, and it works for any season, any reason, any occasion. And when a fragrance falls into those categories, usually you're going to find, of course, you're going to rock it a lot more. And that's why this one gets that particular spot. One of my most used fragrances is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this video as I answered 13 questions about my fragrance collection. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this video, because I know you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take the time, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. And share these videos out to other folks that you think could use this information, or find me and the content on this channel entertaining, because I am your main man, Darian, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love looking good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good and keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.